no matter who you're playing, Stokesy is one of, if not the best all-rounder in the world. So you're always going to miss him if he's not playing. But obviously, we're well behind him with that decision, and wish for him to be all the best he can as soon as he can. But we've got some other great all-rounders. We've obviously got Sam's back in the squad, who's another all-rounder option. We've got guys like Craig Overton who's come in, Ollie Robinson, who, especially in English conditions, those guys are seriously talented bowlers and offer a lot with the bat as well. So I think obviously it's a shame to miss him, but we've got guys who will come in and I'm sure they'll step up. It's sad, but I think it's a reminder to everyone. I think we, as a nation, as the world, we look at Stokesy as sort of a real sort of macho, a real fighter, a real character, and that he is, and absolutely. So I think it's a reminder. It shows sort of how mentally straining sort of cricket can be, and sport at the highest level can be. And I guess the COVID situation of being in a bubble away from your family sort of does make that tougher, but we will support him 100%, and we sort of I'd love to get him back when we can, but I think the sort of mental health and that kind of thing is much more important than the game, I guess. It is tough. I think we're finding ways of dealing with it better. I think probably in India and back in last summer, it was incredibly strict, and I think I probably spent too much time just in my bedroom, just sort of watching Netflix or playing Xbox. So we're finding ways to try and make the whole experience a little bit more enjoyable. So I think, and that will help hopefully us on the pitch as well, enjoying the experience a little bit more, I guess, off the pitch. As Cricket Australia and the ECB are still 100% trying to sort of come to agreements and trying to work out what's best for us players as possible. So I think guys with families and kids, and guys I guess who go to the IPL as well, you break it down and you look at it, and if that did happen, then they wouldn't probably see them for almost half the year just like that, and that's putting aside all the other series as well. So I think everyone's sort of got their own decisions, but I think, I don't think a specific agreement's being made between the two yet, so we're still waiting to hear on that as well. I think a decision's still got to be made. I've been hitting a lot of balls, just trying to get as much running as I can done as possible. And I guess over the next sort of day or two, a decision will be made. So I'm hoping to be, but I guess it's up to sort of physios and management just to sort of manage the risk of it. Absolutely, you always want to get the big scores. I think obviously a 2-match series comes and goes pretty quickly. I think I had a lot out, so sort of 3 innings. It was frustrating not to kick on and get a bigger score, but I felt really good in the middle. And sometimes that's just how cricket goes. I think you can feel real good, you can be playing really well, and suddenly as a batter, obviously you're out. So hopefully if I do get myself in and do get a go, then I can kick on and get a big one. But of course there's always pressure on you to perform and score the big runs, and I try and sort of approach each test match in the same way and try and give myself the best possible chance to go make a big 100. It's a tough one for me to say. I think we, as the English cricket county setup, plays a lot more cricket than any other. I was sort of with Carl Jamieson, obviously the New Zealander, and they don't play anywhere near as many games, I think, especially in that little T20 period. And it is a lot of cricket, but I guess if it is possible, you've just got to try and manage it as best you can. I don't think the hundred's actually sort of spread out 8 games over 2 months, so that's actually almost a quieter period. So I think in terms of workloads, that's almost a little bit easier to manage at the moment. I think they're finding it than in that little T20 block that we had. The conditions are completely different. I think obviously that was a big challenge against spin. There's a lot you can learn in terms of how you play spin from that series, and obviously facing a lot of Ashwin out there, you can realise, you can sort of see his different variations, and he's a very skillful bowler. So I guess in terms of that, you can learn some things, but the conditions are going to be probably polar opposite really when playing a team like India in England. So it's going to provide some different challenges.